Today is Saturday, July 16th. This video is going to be about how I got into nursing school after failing so many classes. So I'm going to try to make this brief, but basically my first semester of college went well. That was fall semester 2017. My second semester is when things started going left. I took a statistics course, I took human anatomy, I took a geography course, and I don't remember the other course that I took, but I know that I ended up not doing well in the human anatomy course. I withdrew from it because when we had our exams, I just wasn't doing well in the exams. So I just decided that I was just going to withdraw from the class because I didn't want it to hurt my GPA. Well, at the same time, I was taking a geography course that was completely online. Mind you, I'm a first-time college student, never took an online class before, and I think I had trouble balancing the online class with my in-person classes. So I ended up getting a D in that class because I didn't do well in the exams. I felt that the material didn't really align with what was on the exams, but that's on me. It was my fault. So moving on, I tried to repeat human anatomy in the summer of 2018, and let me tell you, it was a quicker pace. The class was a faster pace, and I thought I could keep up with it, and then I just ended up getting an F in the class, and I just felt that I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do now? So I always wanted to go to a university. So I transferred to the university that I wanted to go to. And I retook human anatomy now for the third time when I got to that school, fall semester 2018. And I finally passed the class with a C+. While I was also taking human anatomy, I retook the geography course and I ended up getting a B+ in there. And then I wanted to not fall so behind in college, so I tried to take biochemistry with human anatomy and the other course that I was trying to get a better grade in, and I ended up getting a D in the chemistry class. And that did not go well at all. So I moved on to the following semester, had to repeat the biochemistry course. And while I was taking the biochemistry course, I was like, I don't want to fall behind. So I also tried to take human physiology with that. And this is now spring semester 2019. And I ended up not doing well in the human physiology course. And I withdrew from the human phys course. So clearly what was happening was I was trying to rush the process, and that's just not ever a good thing to do. You should take time with the things that you do. And I thought to retake human physiology in the summer as I did human anatomy before, but then I remembered, I'm like, well, I didn't do so well in that last time I took a summer class, so I'm just not going to do it. So that summer 2019, I kind of just stayed away from the academic portion of things. So fall semester 2019 started, and I wanted to take up human phys again. And I don't know, I thought that I would be fine because I wasn't taking any other science class. It was just this class by itself this time, and I ended up getting a C-, and you need a C or better to apply to the program, and I didn't make the cut. So at that point, I was just extremely disappointed with myself. I was like, eventually something has to give. I need to start passing these classes. Like, what is going wrong? Like, I need to move on with my life. I just felt like I wasn't making any progress, and I was just doing the same things over and over again. And I'm like, I gotta do something different. Like, I can't just keep doing things like this. So I started analyzing my study habits, and I'm like, okay, so how about this? I go to class, I write down everything the professor says, ask if it's okay for me to record the professor, and when I got the okay for those things, I decided to try something different. So I'll go to class, write down everything the professor would say, record the lecture, and then leave the lecture, go straight to the library. Wouldn't do anything else but go straight to the library. And I started to reread my notes, rewrite my notes, and then re-listen to the lecture all over again and write down everything that I was hearing again, so the information would stick and I would retain the information. And I felt that that worked best for me. So I started this process in spring semester 2020, because after fall semester 2019, I told myself I'm done. I'm never failing a class again. Like, I'm so past all of this. Like, I just want to move forward. And that semester went well for me. I made the dean's list and I passed human phys, and I was so happy because I'm like, yes, I can finally move on and take the next set of classes and finally apply to the program. So I applied to the program while I was taking I applied to the program when I was taking pathophysiology, pharmacology, and microbiology, and some other nursing class. Those are the support prerequisites that you need to get into the program at my school. So I took those classes and I did fine in them. I passed all of them, and I was just really praying to God, like, please, like, I know that I'm not like the perfect student and my GPA isn't the greatest, but just praying and having faith that He was going to make these things happen for me. And if I'm being completely transparent, my GPA was a 3.2 when I applied to the program, and I got a 75% on the TEAS exam. So I definitely wasn't the top performing student, but I still did what I needed to do to at least be able to apply, and my GPA was over a 3.0. So I applied and I waited about 6 weeks, I think, and then I got my acceptance letter into the program. I was very happy. I just cried tears of joy because I felt that it was such a long time coming for me in that regard, and something that I thought possibly could never happen to me because of some academic performance issues. Like, I felt like I cheated myself out of the life that I wanted, but eventually it all ended up working out. So I started my first semester of the program spring 2021. Everything was mostly online because of COVID, but I feel like I was able to manage everything okay. I wasn't really too worried about things, but that semester went fine. Second semester of the program where things got a little rocky. I still passed everything, but it gets really tough when you have your in-person classes, where you kind of move back to in-person a little bit from online, and then we have clinical, and then you have care plans, and then some classes you have quizzes every week. And when there was an exam in one class, then another class would have an exam, and it was just so much going on. So I kind of was just like overwhelmed a lot that semester, and that was I think fall semester 2021. It was a little overwhelming, but I was able to manage and make it through. And this past spring semester 2022, I felt like was the best semester for me. I made the dean's list again, and I felt that I learned so much. I felt like I applied myself, and I just faced my fears in regard to like patient care. Like, oh my gosh, I'm scared to do this, I'm scared to do that. I kind of just went after everything that I felt like brought fear to me and just faced it, and I started performing better academically, and I felt like I learned so much, and I'm definitely 100 times more confident with patient care. I also would recommend anybody, if you are in a nursing program or want to be a nurse or anything like that, or aspiring nursing student, just look for every internship opportunity you can get. I had an internship in a COVID infusion unit, and I had an internship. The other half of my internship was in the cath lab, and that was winter break, and I felt like I learned so many things in both of those areas, and I felt like it boosted my confidence a lot. And right now, I currently have an internship, a summer student nurse internship in an emergency department. It's really nice. I really like it a lot, and I'm just learning so many things. And it's nice to be able to apply what you learned in school to real world nursing. So I'm really enjoying that, and I guess I can eventually do a video about the emergency department and kind of like what kind of goes down when I'm there, and just kind of talking about what you might see, those sorts of things. So it's definitely like a lot of like lab values, looking at critical patients. There's a lot that goes on, and I really feel blessed, and everything that I have is because of God. There is nothing short of anything that has to do with Him, because it all has to do with Him, all of it. So that's pretty much my story. I have one more clinical rotation coming up that starts in September, and I think we have a preceptorship that starts at the halfway point of this next coming semester. But I'm at the end of the road, and I just want everyone to know that you don't have to be a straight A student. You don't have to be perfect to get into the nursing program, because we all have our divine timing in our own life, and a lot of it has to do with trusting the process. And with my belief system, I just started having more faith in God, and once I let go and started having faith in Him, I feel that my life started getting better, and academically, and I just felt that it was just what He wanted for me in my life. Because when I look back on everything, like, had I have gotten into the program when I thought I was supposed to get in, when I was more a traditional student, I wouldn't have had the patient care experience that I'm getting right now because of the pandemic. So I look at the blessings and things, and I try not to focus on the fact about my age or whatever. Don't worry about your age. Don't worry about anything, because what's meant for you is not going to miss you. And don't let people discourage you either. Like, don't let people say things to you like, oh, you're going to be too old, or oh, you should have been did this, or you're not going to get accepted because of this. Because there were a lot of people around me that were negative, and they were encouraging me to drop out of school, encouraging me to change my major, and just saying all sorts of things to me that were discouraging. And I would also highly recommend you to get away from anybody who is negative towards you, anybody that's using you, anybody that's draining you. One thing I will say is that when you're really working towards your goals, is you might have to separate yourself from people, and that is something that I personally did, because I felt that I was putting all the energy that I could have been putting into my education into things that just didn't matter. And I would say probably about 98% of the people that I used to roll with before I got into the nursing program, I don't even talk to them anymore. Like, I have no friendship or relationship with those people, and it's crazy, but I feel that you need to just choose people who choose you, and to be around people who support you and are going to empower and encourage you, and not talk about you behind your back and just say messed up things to you or about you. So it's your life. Take ownership and just trust the process, because things do get better, and adversity does build character. So, and those aren't my words. I've heard it before. I don't know where I heard it from, but it does. So keep striving to be great, and believe in yourself, and just trust the process. Thank you for watching.
Life Note 1. Reevaluate your response to hardships. Oftentimes we might take hardships as an opportunity to give up, but we should really use hardships as the motivation we need to keep moving forward. In moments of hardship, We might have negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings. In these times, I like to try to remember the first law of thermodynamics, which was proposed by philosopher and mathematician Emily du Châtelet. Energy can be changed from one form to another, but it cannot be created or destroyed. If life isn't going the way we want it to, we need to take a step back, analyze our situation, diagnose the issue, hold ourselves accountable, and believe in ourselves to better ourselves. Turn that negative energy into positive energy, and let your new thought process transform your life. Respectfully, Amirah Zaire.